So this is the core four of Coffee and Conversations. I've got Scott, Jeremiah, Alex, and me. So these are all guys that you typically see behind the cameras, and they help me create these incredible conversations. Um, wow, and we've done one season. Yay, we did it. So obviously, Coffee and Conversations became kind of a real blessing to me this past year because it was all talking to people about making big, bold, brewing beautiful lives. And you all got voluntold to help me with this. So for this conversation, this episode, we're kicking off a new year. We're looking back on everything that we've done. And I just wanted to talk to you guys about not only what you've learned from these people that have been around us, but also just what it takes to create something that's special and what we've done. So it's not about me this week, guys. Get ready to yap.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
So it's a little bit about me. Oh my God.
Well, I guess I'll start. The one thing, being behind the scenes, a lot of times I don't really get to hear. I'm just watching, and because looking through the camera and the different lenses, the 3 or sometimes 4 cameras we have, seeing the expressions not only on your and the guest's face tells a lot, but also the people in the background that aren't even part of it, that are part of it. They're just they're always like looking inquisitive of it. So I find that interesting, and then let's say like the guest that probably like I really drew the most into was Ohavia.
She drew you in.
Like talk about voluntold. But yeah, that was fun. So
Yeah, I love that. No, Jeremiah, I think Jeremiah has spent every waking hour with me since he and I have a couple different projects that we've been working together, but Coffee and Conversations was the main one. How do you feel like this has changed for you over one season?
I say it was like a lot of teamwork of just trying to figure out how we was gonna do this. You got like a location and basically just like even how many cameras we was gonna put up, how we gonna mic this thing up, how like we came in here the first time, had different equipment everywhere.
Yeah.
To where we now know where we have to put each equipment, even monitors, like even changing out. We have like this big technical board that we had, this monster thing that we had to do and put together to now we have like this little simple board as well. And it's much easier to work, especially me directing back there. But other than that, like, I love the change. I love the growth. I love to see, like, if something is not up to our standard, what can we do to, make it better? So, yeah.
Alex, you found Community Matters, so I think we have to talk about that.
Thank you, Google.
Yes. Wait. Shout out SEO, the power. But Alex found Community Matters, and I didn't know what they did or who they served before we started Coffee and Conversations. But you actually came and brought this mission to this conversation.
Yeah, when you guys originally pitched, we were looking for a local cafe that we could host the show in, as we brought local, entrepreneurs and artists to it. So, yeah, try to see, okay, what place would be available, has space, and would be, great setting. And Community Matters kind of checked off all the boxes. Plus, they have a really great mission on how they're helping the community, right? So just one of those things that I think came together in such a beautiful way and has just created a great relationship that we've been able to collaborate on this project.
Yeah, I think that's been something that's really special because we always talk about brewing a older, more beautiful life, and here they help people in their next phase of recovery. So after somebody has said, I want to live a sober life, I want to step away from addiction, this is a safe space where they're able to, after they've gone through the Charlotte Rescue Missions program, come here and gain work, life, and hospitality skills so that they can actually work effectively in the industry. So I think it's great that we're a big part of that. Jeremiah talked about just equipment changes and things that we've done to adapt. I do remember that big old case that we rolled in here with. I was like, are we launching a rocket or are we doing a broadcast from here? What are we doing? But the way that we've changed and adapted, do you feel like you all have changed just being around people who have effectively made their lives completely different?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, just hearing the mission of Community Matters Cafe, right, and the Charlotte Rescue Mission. Like, I've been here before, and so I kind of knew some of it, But then just hearing like week in and week out, like just talking to the people that work here, even and seeing like how they're progressing, even though, even if it's not like one-on-one conversations, you still feel connected to it, and it's like, it's better in the community. And at least I think so. And yeah.
I would just like to say I think we have a mixed culture, and that's what I love about it. So like every person that we bring in here and we interview is like different in their own way. It's never the same. So you get pretty much like information from like all backgrounds, and I think that's the beauty that I love. You can have somebody who's so successful but still humble, and you can have somebody who's been through the ringer and will fight their way out of it. So I feel like you can basically gain knowledge from just anyone and everyone. It's not just have to be a certain person or certain things, but like anybody can really inspire you, even from somebody like that's down on their luck or somebody that's high on their horse.
We don't invite the people high on their horse. They're not fun. I don't like that. Sounds anti-helpful. I don't like that. You can bring the horse, though. The horse can come.
Well, there was a horse, somebody that dealt with horses, right?
No, it's
Another-
the pony, the pink pony.
Thrift pony.
Thrift pony.
No, but I thought there was someone else that you interviewed, that was dealing with animals. I thought it was horses.
There's a tiger lady.
Tiger lady. That's a tiger lady. Maybe I wasn't here for that episode. I don't know.
Sounds like I missed the pony episode. We're like Thrift Pony and Tigers United.
Like I said, I don't usually get to hear the conversations that well. It is, believe it or not, a noisy environment. I'm not connected to. I mean, the viewers, may not realize that with these microphones, and AI, audio, and everything that's going on in the world today. But it's the tools that we get to use, right? But it's
still her voice.
yes, yes, for sure.
If you're using robots, we have Blake Lively's face on here with like Morgan Freeman's voice. Like that would be the combo I'd pick.
But it's not like running multiple cameras. I don't have headphones on each one.
Right.
So and then with Jeremiah directing, he's managing the audio too. So it's like he hears the conversations, and like I said earlier, I'm just watching facial expressions and hearing, getting the conversation through that way for the most part. So.
And putting on and off his shacket.
Yeah, there was there was one time where it was like, it was hot, it was cold, I thought I was going through menopause or something. I was like, what is going on here? But no, the AC would kick on, and then we'd put our jackets on, and then it would cut off, and it was like, man, it's hot in here. I mean, I'm standing in front of this huge window, and it's like blasting sun in, and it was like, yeah, okay. So.
But back to the setup point, I think that's one of the things that it's bittersweet. I think it's sometimes, while it is noisy, it's sweet that like this is a conversation that's not just happening in some kind of closed off studio. Yeah. It's happening at a cafe. You think about all the conversations that naturally happen in cafes, even people might be having them in the background. There's something special about, just like you said before, sitting around the table, having conversations, learning about each other, that just are very natural to just, I think, what we need as humans, so it's beautiful.
So, Jen, I have a question for you.
Okay.
So, and I'm going to throw it back at you.
Okay.
Why have you gained from this experience?
That I'm living so much smaller than I should be.
Oh.
I think for me, because they're, and I feel like I've made pretty bold choices in my life. Like I've left home and whatever season played volleyball, but it's also because I knew I could play volleyball. I knew I'd figure out how to speak a language. I think I've leaned into areas where I was either somebody told me I was good and I just believed, all right, that sounds great, or where I knew I could figure things out. But I think throughout these conversations, I've seen people who just were so pure and clear on their mission to drive towards something specific. Like Ohavia, like you mentioned her name earlier, it just busts out of her. And I think that's incredible. And when we talked to Will, and he just, talked about sitting in jail and wanting a different life from himself and just deciding not to curse. Like, I've mentioned earlier, like, I don't even close a bag of Sun Chips because I want to eat them all. Like, just the control that he had, the mastery that he had over his own life and his own soul and his own tongue at that time. And then hearing from Dr. Nagy about leaving her home in India and everything she knew to come to Clemson, South Carolina to get people to care about one type of animal.
Tigers.
Not
Tigers. Not horses.
Helen Moffat, my first interviewee, and I remember being so excited, and my intro was so like rambly because I was just excited and I didn't want to F it up, and everyone was here and staring at me, and so also to just coming, wanting what I wanted through this process, and that was, I wanted to also keep the conversations here because it felt true to what we were doing. We have beautiful studios that I'm so grateful for, but also it's just, I think it kept people conversational and casual here. But yeah, it's just taught me that I'm living smaller than I'm supposed to be, and I need to be a little zazzier and a little bit bolder in this
Be a risk taker.
I need to be a risk taker. Which is weird because like I do things all the time on TV where I'm like, I'll probably suck at this and I'll probably look like a silly goose, and that's fine. But I think something that one of our guests coming up kind of mentioned is people are really nervous to be seen for what they really are. And I think the idea of people being like, we don't like her, like that makes me sad.
No, yeah.
If I'm like doing something that I feel really good about and that I really like, the thought of somebody being like, I don't like it, I'm like,
No, I feel that.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
That's it for me.
I feel like that's what this show was for us. Like, I think we took a risk and how we were going to do it, where we were going to do it. Like, we've used equipment that we normally don't use in a broadcast, like being on a news station. And, like, we did it, and we're doing it. And so I think it's an example of the success that the risk, brings.
Can I tell you something that you just made my day saying, though?
What?
Is that we have all sorts of people, and it doesn't matter like who they are. They have like a story and something you can learn. Because that was my biggest thing is I didn't just want this to be like the biggest names in Charlotte or coming around. Like I just wanted them to be people who had a great story to tell. Because for me, that's what's really important. And I think when we live in a world where there's social media and there's metrics and like everyone's equated to a number, I don't think you can put a number on everyone's value and their story. And so I think that was something we kind of did against the grain for this is like giving people that power and that platform, even if there wasn't a numerical thing happening.
Because I know like one thing that I learned in life that's just even like as a child, it's like anybody can be your teacher. It doesn't matter like where they are in life. They can still teach you something because they went through that experience that you probably just now going through. So I say that just to say it's like, just hearing these conversations or just talking to these people and everything like that can just be like a new eye opener to what you can experience. Well, if you haven't even went through that yet in life and you go through it in the future, you already know what to expect just because you had that one simple conversation with that person. Just life can really happen to anybody. So
I agree. That's great. I'd love for you guys to talk about from a behind the scenes perspective, like I'm sure things have gone on that I haven't even known about, or like, we unplugged the whole building or something. But from a technical perspective, what would you want people to just appreciate more about what we've been creating here? Like you said, just doing something different. Like, yes, this is a WBTV original. That is our TV station, but this looks like something different.
I say the biggest thing I think we all can agree on here is the lighting that comes through this window. Yes. I think that's the biggest thing because we went through so much trials and tribulations by trying to block the sun.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, I agree. It's like the window is like, even the first day, it was like, oh, we're gonna have trouble with that window, and we've tried different things. We've done like adding more light. There's one day like it was overcast, and I was like, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah.
And but that just few and far between. But yeah, so we came up with this contraption where it's like we call it the parachute.
Yes.
And it's this big silk. Was it like a 12 by
12 by
12?
Wow.
Which doesn't even, it covers the window, but the stands for it don't go up high enough. Mm-hmm. So it's funny, like one of the things we do when we're setting up is like there's this blast of sun just coming across either our face or the chest, or even before you even get here, right? And it's kind of like, oh, it'll go away by 11, you know? And
It's
it's like,
praying.
yeah.
What time of the season is? Where's the sun? Okay.
Pretty.
So definitely that window. Yeah, just, each week is something different. Like, one week you have one guest, another week you have two guests, so just like, well, how are we going to shoot that? So that was like, oh, well, let's get another camera in here, so it was like stuff like that.
Yeah.
We're changing how we switched it, from, this thing that was from the 1990s. It wasn't, but it seemed like it.
Right.
No.
To something more, compact, which our assistant chief engineer, I don't know if he's a fan of, but it's because it's prosumer.
It's a prosumer
It's
product.
a prosumer product, but it does the job, and it's small, and it takes up less, space. So
But I
it
think
works
that
for
just-
us.
I think that just adds to that really like anyone can create those stories if they want to. Like you don't have to be a TV station
Yeah.
to make something that's important to you.
No.
Yeah, for sure. And you see that even with different social medias, different podcasts, YouTube channels, stuff like that. It's like, yeah, everyone, even like some of the guests you've had, people are their own creators, and they're telling the stories they want to tell, or getting the stories from other people, and it's a changing world for sure.
I think as long as you have a great story to share, good audio, and then video and lighting, that people can always, let that slide. But I think through all of it, we've just kind of kept this like growth mindset of pivoting to whatever the changes are, like if it's 2 or 3, like, and keeping a good attitude in it. I think for anyone creating any content with a team is trusting each other and supporting each other in the process. Because you're never going to create any perfection. There's always going to be some type of change, but it's what kind of attitude you bring to it.
Yeah. I'm just thinking back to like the first episode where the star of the broadcast was this like hot sauce that was back here. Because that's another thing is these guys are looking through. We don't have monitors in here, so they're only looking through a viewfinder that's about this big because we just want to keep it as non-distracting as possible. And there was one hot sauce bottle that Jeremiah's hand just had to go in and snatch out of the first broadcast. But the attention to detail that you guys have to pay, that I just, obviously just want to thank you in front of God and everybody and tell you that I appreciate y'all.
We're not giving away free promo. These companies have to pay us because our sales department would have an uproar.
Yes. By the way, if anyone would like to sponsor this, we would love your dollars. Thank you. It will do good things. But I just really want to thank you guys for being a part of this. It started as a vision and an idea that Shay and I had just because I wanted to tell more stories about more people and challenge myself to be bigger and bolder. But I just appreciate you guys being along for the ride with me.
You are big. You are bold. Keep it up.
And we forget tissues almost every day.
Yes.
We got it today.
I do cry a lot. I mean,
Well, I rebranded the show, Crying and Conversations. Right.
What was the thing we talked about the other day? Like, is it like cry, drink, or brew? What is it? Brew, cry?
oh, sip, cry, talk or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Instead of laugh, love, live.
Yeah. No live, laugh, love. It's sip, brew, cry.
Yeah.
But they're like happy, like inspirational jokes. This isn't just like a sob fest. Well, I mean, it kind of is. Sometimes it is.
Whoops. It's authentic.
So would you say your favorite interview you did was probably with your father?
I think that was really, really special because, getting to sit there and chat with him. The only reason it wasn't my favorite is because I was dying that
But
day.
you were
I was so sick. I had a fever and I could barely see straight, but I was like, we're doing this. And I didn't want to throw off our schedule, but I remember that was the only reason it wasn't my favorite. And I felt like my dad was a little bit serious. Like I wanted him to be a little more David Angel, but I think he was taking this opportunity very serious. And we were talking about a lot of serious things. Like he had just retired and he was giving business advice. So, that was really one that I loved. But I also really loved Maria Howells because I felt like I was talking to a friend that I'd known forever, even though she and I have only met a couple times in passing. But I just really loved her because she just talked about not being afraid to ask questions, not being afraid to advocate for yourself. Um, and she was just like a warm presence. I mean, this is literally somebody who's a star on a soap opera. She's in The Color Purple. She performs on stage. Like she could have easily been like a diva. Kind of like our Broadway stars that were in here when we had Jesse and we had Zoe. Like these are people who could have easily had a diva attitude, and they were so humble and gracious and kind coming in here. And I think I don't think I could pick a favorite, but I feel very blessed that I got to have all these conversations with really, really special people.
Maria wears a good beanie.
Maria does have a great meanie. Yeah. I mean, we had some great fashionistas on this show. I mean, Helen, I also love that she came in and just like bold with her pink hair and her green mohair suit. Shout out to her second location, by the way. She's got the keys for it. That's opening up in this year. And that too, like the growth, seeing these people grow and what they're doing is awesome. When we were talking to her, she had her one Brook Pony location. She talked to us about how she was literally selling clothes in a parking lot as her last ditch effort, and that's what catapulted her. So it just shows you can like start from anywhere. Well, we probably got to be somewhere, don't we?
We got to pack it up.
We got to pack it.
Hold on.
Who made this mess?
Hold on.
Okay.
What fills y'all cup?
Oh.
Yes, the Star of Scott.
Done.
The Star of Scott.
Do you want to? You can host season 2.
Yeah, me. Okay.
Someone else needs to start, so I can just say ditto. No. Well, it fills my cup. I don't know. I think I try to be a people pleaser. Yeah. You know? And, get the tissues.
Oh.
No, so it's like when I can't be that people pleaser, when I have to be the hard or
Hammer.
But yeah, you know, or put my foot down, or you know, I think that hits hard. So I try to. I don't know. Maybe I'm a mush. I don't know.
You're a mosh.
But yeah, I guess that fills my cup. I don't know. I don't have any like one thing that I strive for. I strive to like just make people happy, I guess. Not to make people upset. That's what I strive for.
Well, I'll say probably just being a person that you can really like depend on. So, we all know me. I might be late here and there, but I will be there. And if I'm not there at that time, I will let you know. But once I'm here, I'll make sure I'm doing whatever I have to do to the best of my ability to get the job done and make sure everybody is straight. Even if it means like I have to stay back or do anything I don't want to do, I still do it to make sure the team is good. So I feel like that's like my favorite thing to do is just to make sure everybody around me is in good spirits and not stressing out too much.
You do. You were just like, to the point where sometimes I'm just like, are you sure you're good? Because I'm like, never stressed, never. I don't know what's happening under the surface, but Jeremiah is just steady, cool, smooth all the time. Like this place could have like just burned down, and he'd be like, "I'm gonna do this interview just right over here. I'm gonna have you just look that direction." Like he would just, like you would never stress out everybody else. Like you just handle it. Yeah.
Totally agree. Sorry. Fair.
Well, God, family. No, but I think, traditional.
Holiday Bob.
But I think it's also just being able to help provide solutions. Like, you know, if someone has a problem, it's like, oh, I don't know what to do, or how should we figure this out? And just being able to, let me find something, or, you know, it brings me joy to help others in different capacities.
Yeah, and you always do that very, very selflessly, which I appreciate about all of y'all. Like if there's ever something I'm like, can we do this? Can we try this? No one's ever just like, nah, no, I don't think so. Like you'll all help me find a solution, make it work. And we're also doing this in addition to the other 2 shows we're doing, everything else that we're producing as a marketing team. And you know, you guys are just always checking on me, like, hey, do we need 2 mics? Do we need 3 chairs? What do we need? You know, is a live animal coming? Because you just never know what I'm gonna do.
Maybe a horse?
Right.
Horse.
Like we should have that horse on.
Pony. I'm still waiting for us to do a episode with puppies.
Yes, I'm here for it. We'll do it on the patio and it's a little warmer.
Yeah,
Okay, sounds good. I love it. Sounds like a springtime thing.
yeah. Just have a little thing and all the puppies that go while you're talking.
Great. Love this idea already.
Should they pee on you? Everybody got to go.
Jeremiah's like, that's when I draw the line. I'm making sure everyone's He's like, if the dogs are peeing, we're good. See, it's a live environment. That's what we're working with.
Did you answer?
Oh no.
What fills your cup?
Sorry. I think what fills my cup is the opportunity to shine a light on people who might not have ever felt like they were important. Like, to me, that's I'm like you, Scott. Like, I'm definitely a people pleaser. It was like we're so close to doing this without tears. But to me, it's the most important thing I can do is make somebody else feel like they're important and that they're special. You know, I don't know. I just always want everyone to feel like that they're loved and that their space matters and what they're doing matters. I think everyone's been at a point somewhere in their life or their career or their relationship where they just didn't feel like they were making a difference and that nobody was noticing what they were doing, what they were saying. And I don't ever want anybody to feel like that around me. Just whatever they're saying, whatever they're doing is important and they matter. So for me, that's what fills my cup, is that things like this give me the opportunity to look someone in the eye and say, like, your story matters to me. I don't care if you're a celebrity. I don't care if anyone else has even ever met you. It's your first day on this planet. And what you're doing matters as long as it's kind and good.
I love it.
We almost made it.
Almost made it. Crying in conversations.
So
Y'all closes down.
rebranding. Well, yeah. Thank you guys.
Thank you, everyone, for joining me for another episode of Coffee and Conversations. Now, if you want more stories of motivation, inspiration, and empowerment that can fill up your cup whenever it feels empty, no matter where you are, head on over to WBTV.com/coffee and conversations or download that WBTV app.